So the question for this reading is, what has your anger alchemized into? And I love this question that came up while I was channeling. And so here we are. Welcome, it's PsychiKy with a general collective reading. Please use your discernment when you're consuming my content or any content in general. It's nighttime, so we might switch to ASMR at times. But for now, I'm just getting this energy of no longer blaming, and honestly, it's not even about blame. It's just putting energy outside of you. And I feel like it's really powerful because the way that you're holding this with so much grace, right? When you go through a period of processing forgiveness, getting to the point of forgiveness with yourself, maybe you've gone through an extremely dense period of either, it could be self-deprecation, just loathing, anger, frustration, annoyances. It could be anything along the lines of that. But you get to the point, and I feel like you just really learn to see yourself. And that's why you kind of, I don't know if it's more of like being stubborn or adamant, but it feels like there's just no way of going back. And I guess it could be even metanoia in a sense. So if you align with that energy, welcome to your reading. Once again, my readings are used for confirmation only, and I'm just going to allow the cards to speak. So today we're using my Mystic Odyssey deck. I'm hearing that travel is actually going to be really significant for you. Yeah, we have the Hierophant, beautiful. And we have two other cards that are yet to be turned over. And then we have the Four of Wands, and then it kind of slid when I moved it. So I don't believe in coincidences. All my readings are like that. So the Wheel of Fortune, which is beautiful. Your attention is focusing into the things that you can celebrate. And I feel like this is a lot about self-affirmation because of the fact that the Hierophant's here, right? But the Hierophant is ruled by Taurus. So this energy of giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and indulging in your givingness. It's like, truly, it's like kindness, right? But like givingness to yourself. So it's that action oriented, I'm going to fuel me, but now it's become a lot more fundamentally based. I wonder if this mic position is good for you. It's more fundamentally based in this it's literally being braised in this energy, and slow cooking and high pressure cooking, and being so densely packed with like flavor, you know, like I'm getting this imagery of 갈비탕 and 갈비찜, and those are two very, very good Korean dishes. So 갈비탕 is soup, which is made with, I'm pretty sure it's beef. Sometimes people use maybe like oxtail or some shit like that. Well, it depends on preference, but really it's just beef. And then so maybe it's like and then for some people it actually might be a rendition. You have your own cultural renditioned version of that, you know, like I don't know the specifics, but I feel like I'm seeing it very clearly of like beef and carrots. I don't know. And that's actually might be very resonant for you because carrots are really good for you. Highly recommend. So we have the Hierophant here, which actually, yeah, no, I'm gonna take that because what is it? I think carrots have retinol or something in it. So if you I actually love this recipe where you use maybe a mandolin or a skin peeler, and you use it on the carrot, and then you do these little strips, and then you kind of soak them in well, first soak them in or put salt on it, and then soak or squeeze out the water, and then put lemon on it. That is actually going to be really nice for you. Maybe put some sesame seeds on top. Perfect. And so, yeah, random. But I really feel like this energy is about learning to celebrate how you're learning to take care of yourself despite it being an experience of maybe you're grieving too, because I feel like there's just this energy of reclaiming your power. And that's kind of where I feel like the grieving is actually coming from. So I'm going to turn these cards over. Brother in fucking Christ. We have the Hierophant, the Devil, and we have the Lovers. The Devil's ruled by Capricorn. The Lovers is ruled by Gemini. So we actually have a cardinal Earth, which is Capricorn, fixed earth, which is Taurus, and we have the mutable air sign, Gemini. This is crazy because I feel like, okay, so I was just doing a reading before this, and I love that it's connected to it because I literally pulled all of these 3 cards. So I just feel very grateful to share that message with you guys as well. But this energy is truly like you're recognizing your patterns, you're recognizing the pattern. And it might not be like just your pattern. If anything, you're recognizing the pattern to change your pattern. And I'm actually getting this message that I never fucking wear this shirt, by the way. So it's crazy that this is something that I'm wearing. It's a plaid pattern. So it's like literally that. And I'm thinking of this artist who drew a painting, right? To give an optical illusion. And it's like you draw the lines and then you fill them in with this colors. And then it's because of the lines drawn that you and the color usage that it looks trippy or some shit like that. I can't remember. But it's something about that where you're learning to paint with new colors. And so it's giving you this optical perceptive view that's making things seem a little bit more lucid. So I feel like that's where the like non-blame is coming from because you can't really put your finger on it. So especially for those of you who have Capricorn or Taurus placements, like sometimes it's not that it's hard, it just maybe requires more integration presence so that you can truly understand something. And so I feel like you're honoring this process where you're unfolding and literally peeling back these layers, but you're enjoying the layers, you know? Like it's interesting, like you kind of get surprised. Maybe, I don't know, I'm literally getting this picture of like a imagery of like a flower and it's like opening the petal and there's all these little fairies and like pixies like hidden in there. I don't know, I just got that really randomly, but that's what it feels like. Like you're being blessed really etherically, and I feel like you really do sense it. Like my collective, especially if you're coming from TikTok, welcome back. But you guys are very intuitive, and I feel like you do make an effort to actually connect to your intuition, despite the fact that you are really good at being a part of this 3D dimensional experience. Okay, so that energy is there. I'm wondering how this one works. We'll take. Okay. So your anger, like I said, is alchemized, right? And it's interesting that it's even that because I I really do feel like there are a few things that aren't being shown to you at this point in time in your journey, especially when it concerns like reciprocity in what you're working on. So a lot of your radiance is starting to become internalized. And I don't mean to say this in a sense of like dimming your light. Definitely fucking not that. Because honestly, even if you fucking tried, it would not even fucking work. Deadass. And you know this very well. So your anger is being alchemized in such, oh my God, I fucking love this. So we have the 5 of Cups, right? The Queen of Cups. The World card is ruled by Saturn, which is the planet that rules Capricorn. We have the Fool, which is ruled by Uranus. And then we have the Strength card ruled by Leo. We have the 4 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, and Justice ruled by Libra. At the bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Pentacles. You alchemized your anger to be something that you can actually work with. And it's crazy because a lot of people in this collective have experienced, honestly, it's just frustrating experiences. Like I feel like there's really no word that, there's not just one word or sentence or even a book or story that could truly explain the frustration and the, honestly, discrepancies that you've gone through where like you gave so much value, you have so much value, and you went into a situation, but you're treated like literal fucking dirt. But the thing about that dirt is that it became muddied from your emotions, right? Like you maybe even internalizing, maybe not speaking up. It could be that, but that mud was the perfect grounds for you to bloom as the lotus flower. And so I got really passionate about that because I've been getting a channel about the lotus and I've been wondering what it fucking was, and for it to come through in this message is so, yes, I'm confirmed by the chills. Thank you. So this is where you're learning how the release, even when you're focused on the release, is actually allowing you to close out completely a cycle, because we have the World card and the Fool, right? It comes in right after the new beginning, the renewed, refreshed energy, the redirect, the recalibrated version of you being resonant with who you are in this reality. And the way that I feel like you're stepping into this kind of like newfound sense of courage, it feels like courage versus confidence, is because the Queen of Cups. You have made peace. You have made peace with the past. You alchemize your anger into peace. And it's soundness, it's serenity, it's tranquility, it's you sitting at the water bank and it's completely still. Like you're at a pond, or like, yeah, like still water, you know? Like you would think that it's gross and like blah, 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 blah. But like in this imagery that I'm getting, and I always get this one when it comes to serenity, is like there's a tranquil pond. Like just imagine an anime pond, okay? Because obviously it's protected by the fairies and the elves, and it's cleansed and cleared always. So you're sitting by this pond and you're on this journey, and it's so quiet. There's so much silence because you're in your solitude. And so then you sit by the water bank, and it's like, I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm just drawn to say it. It's like you're sitting by it, the water bank, and it's like completely still. You can even feel the ripples that come from dewdrops from the leaves, you know, from the hanging, I don't know what a tree it's called, but it's like the one that hangs over like Whispering Willow or some shit. I don't know. Thank you, confirmation. That might be very significant to you, someone out there in this collective. And so it's like, yeah, even that, like the leaves being moved by a gentle breeze creates this ripple. And that's the thing. It's like your thoughts are literally working with you now. And it's crazy because I have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can typically mean like being like stubborn or egoic about a certain way of thinking, but the way that it's coming through. Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. You have learned to bear the weight of taking accountability for yourself. This is truly giving adulthood. This is really giving maturity. This is giving, I'm going to balance out whatever fucking component is going to come my way. I don't know what it may be, but I've experienced enough to trust myself and the direction that I'm already moving in. Eight of Pentacles. You're already at this space. And that is why this anger alchemization that you've gone through, alchemization, sorry, pronunciation, is so much more, it's profound, of course, but it's so much more light than you thought it was going to be. Because you're just taking accountability and responsibility for your shit. So now it's like, yeah, now it's like Uranus, the Fool card. Now it's like I'm relinquishing, I'm allowing myself to be receptive to whatever it is that the universe has to present to me, but I'm being emblazoned by the past experiences that I've had. I'm being inspired, ignited, empowered. And it's crazy because of the fact that you've gone through so much fucking shit. Like, honestly, the Hierophant and the Devil and the fucking Lovers, this is literally giving me like you're coated with this shit of like, I'm resilient. Resilience is when you literally have the discipline to push through harsh situations and still remain pure to your core, pure in your love, pure in your peace, pure in your joy. And this is why the Queen of Cups is here, because that is you. This is you honoring your emotions. This is you being receptive to people, right? They might chatter around you, they might celebrate, they might, you know, complain or shit talk, whatever. It doesn't fucking affect your emotional world, your emotional ripples. It's a gentle breeze from your mind that creates this ripple. That is you. And so this is where you've reclaimed that power. You've taken back your sovereignty. The Ace of Pentacles is kind of giving me that more so than like a physical manifestation of this, because I feel like you've already been giving yourself that. I feel like you literally can look in the fucking mirror and feel that shit. And that's why the Strength card is here. Because it's like Leo energy, I really do feel like the shadow aspect for Leos it depends on your natal chart, obviously, in the way it interacts with each other, with your other placements, and what house and all that stuff. But like, I really do feel like this Leo energy is showing me that you face this shadow aspect of yourself where it's like, it's not about pride. It's not about, oh, I'm right or you're wrong. It's that I'm literally fucking going to try my absolute fucking best to show up for myself, to show up for my needs, to protect my peace. That peace is like greater than sign. Like, I really feel like that's your priority right now. And that's just something that you've learned from these past experiences. And as you're stepping into it, you're literally going to be reaping all of these things that, honestly, I feel like it is very correlated with what you've been focusing on in terms of manifestation. So if you've been doing, or if you've been feeling drawn to, maybe you haven't been actually focused on it because you were experiencing the, like, truly, like, the going through it and like being fucking locked in. Like, I feel like that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. But where you're stepping into now, because you've shown up and you've done these steps day after day, right? Like, step by step, daily practice, showing up for yourself, meeting your needs, nourishing your body, like fueling, fulfilling your heart, and truly stimulating your mind. So the way that you're stepping through with this energy, karmic balance, that's what I'm getting from the Libra ruled card. And the way that it's depicted in this deck is so fucking beautiful because it's simple, but it says so much. Like, look at the fact that there's this moon and there's even Saturn on both sides. And we have this sun depiction here, which is like, you know, like you could look at a picture of a sunset or sunrise at the same time. And so I feel like actually though, blue hour and what is it? Well, it's like blue light, right? And what is it? Orange light? I'm pretty sure from sunsets. But there's certain nutrients or something about it is going to be really helpful for your body on a physical level. And even like psychologically, it might actually be very helpful for you. Either or, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're not a early bird, then obviously the nighttime or the sunset time is going to be really good for you. And then if you end up staying up late, then, you know, witnessing blue hour is still a possibility. And I feel like you're learning to have a lot more fun in this energy. Like, you're literally going to be stepping into new experiences that are going to ignite that fun energy. I feel like you've been sensing this and maybe you've been anticipating it. I actually highly recommend, like, whether it's better for you, voice memoing notes or typing it in a Google Doc and, like, honestly just forgetting about it. And then maybe like in a month, you set a reminder on your phone. You're like, hey, look at this entry. That actually dead ass, because you're just so emotionally mature. It's actually insane and it's super fucking attractive. Like, I mean this in an attraction, like feminine energy type of way, because I don't really feel like you're focused on other people being receptive to your energy. And I think that's where your dark divine energy is coming through as well. And especially with people who kind of like just aren't compatible with you at this time, this is where that shedding is slowly starting to end. You know, like you've already made or you've discerned something and you are going to be making this decision, but it's going to be something very self-chosen. Like, I don't really feel like, because there's no like sword energy necessarily, but there is Gemini and Libra. Libra is the cardinal or air sign. Gemini is the mutable air sign. So this isn't about staying or thinking in one specific way. This is very non-definitive, but it's also a very like inspired action type of way as well, because we have a lot of pentacle and wand energy, and fire and earth may not be the best elements to work with at the same time sometimes, right? But if you think about like kind of like intentionally burning, like, I don't know what it is, I can't remember what it's called, but like, you know, when like farmers, like they intentionally burn the fields to a certain point, like I think they do this in Japan or some shit so that new growth can happen. This is what I'm getting. And I'm also getting like that farming system where it's like you have different plots of land, but you circulate through it. You're not constantly using the soil. I feel like you're in that phase of not using that soil and you're giving it so much fucking nutrients right now. And so you are literally being, that is what your anger alchemized into, is fucking fertilizer. This shit is so fucking powerful that your emotional capacity, your own emotional progression has even been allowed through that emotional experience of anger. And anger can be quite like a, what is it called? Uh, oh my God, I don't know what the word is right now, but it's like aggression, you know, like it can come out of you in a very aggressive way. And it can be quite, I feel like even disgusting. Like I feel like you kind of get disgusted with those things in other people. And I feel like that's why you clock this within yourself so that you can move forward. Because there's no point in blaming others for how they've shown up because, you know, everyone is capable of change. But that's the thing. Like I don't feel like you're putting your hopes in other people. I feel like you're really giving this faith in yourself. And then now that's allowing you to tap into more hope. There's nothing wrong with hope, okay? Because I feel like, especially like, for example, the crane symbolism. So cranes actually might be really, really symbolic for you guys. And I'm suddenly thinking of the crane card in my animals tarot because it's the Empress card. And so it's so beautiful the way that you kind of like, you've literally been the phoenix. You're the phoenix. It's not phoenix rising from the ashes. It's not about that. It's like literally you're the fucking phoenix and it's radiant and you have like tail feathers that are fucking fire and like literally you unfurl your fucking wings and you lay this pixie dust naturally. So like that's the thing that I'm getting from this collective is like you already have that radiance. You already have that pixie dust glitter type of like you walk into a room and it's just like aromatic, you know, like you have this scent. So the right people are also going to pick up on that scent. So you're attracting, you know, different types of people, obviously, because, you know, everyone to their own. But the thing about this is that you're becoming a lot more astute on what it is that you're actually bearing. And this is where I feel like you've learned about not taking responsibility for Pentacles as well, for other people's bullshit, but it's also your own bullshit. Seriously. Because sometimes it's like that subconsciousness comes through and you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that I didn't know. That's the subconsciousness. And so therefore, as you're starting to expand what you do know now, that's why this grace has come so naturally because you've gone through a lot of experiences of self-blame. And that's the thing about this collective. That's where the temperance, or sorry, not temperance, what the fuck? Actually, that might be very fucking resonant because of the fact that like you're learning to be open to a new journey. That is why Sagittariuses don't like being defined or confined. And then it's also like Sagittarians, I mean, this is kind of like a astrologist type of point of view. It can be perceived like this, but like some Sagittarius placements can be very quick to get to aggression. And that's why like it's also really important to allow that energy to be alchemized. Like anger is such a powerful emotion to emote. And so that's why I feel like you've even tried to work with Sekhmet. You know, Sekhmet is such a good goddess to work with because she literally consumes your anger. And then you realize like you're giving her the same offering. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. And you're like, no, with all due respect, I can consume this now. That's why it's coming up again. It's not that I need to offer this to a deity who has been so fucking helpful, but it happens to be helpful in the sense of like, she's empowered me to do the same. That is kind of what you're actually standing for. So maybe you have like younger siblings or something, or even like you teach children or some shit. I don't know. There's something about younger kids being around you or something, even like cousins or something like that. But they're being inspired, whether it's on a subliminal level or whether you or they even realize it or not. Like truly, I feel like the way that you're empowering the younger generation that you're in close proximity with, it's like you're showing them that they can truly be this version of themselves, like all these different versions of themselves, whether it's prickly or not. Because if you wish to pick the rose, you must be aware of the thorns. Like, and that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. It's like, with all due respect, I'm going to honor this thorn that is within me, and I'm not going to pierce myself. Why would I dethorn a natural part of this beautiful body? It's like truly. And I feel like you've actually been going through this process of healing your body and like being open to your body being expressed in a new way. And it's crazy because like, you know how like we as like a collective, like we as a society as well, but like have gone through different phases of like, beauty standards or honestly, beauty acceptance. And I feel like the way that you have been progressing through your own journey of beauty acceptance and like body acceptance, beauty acceptance, that's what I mean. Like literally you're opening your mind to a new sense of beauty. Whew. What the fuck? Lit. Oh my god, I love this reading so much. Thank you so much for joining me here. I am going to start posting as much as I can. Um, I've already shared on my Tumblr a little bit, but my grandpa passed away recently, so I just have things that are going on in my personal life. But thank you so much for being so graceful for me and just so fucking willing to come on this platform and join me here. If you liked my content, would love to hear about the resonance in the comments. But other than that, sending you guys so much love and support on your own spiritual journey. If you'd like to book, please go ahead and email me. If you like info, I have my Tumblr. I'm also really excited to start posting like my spiritual content on there because I be watching anime, bro, and I'm like, anime is so fucking spiritual. So I'm just gonna start like sharing what I see in these animes with you guys. And so yeah, just that's one series I know for a fact I'm gonna do. But for the other stuff, I still have to like kind of sit on it a little bit more. But yeah, so you guys, all the love. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And I shall see you in the next reading. Bye, collective.